Unless specifically indicated otherwise, the content expressed are my views only and not necessarily those of Life Pro Asset Management, LLC. The content presented is in no way an investment advice, solicitation, or an offer to sell securities or investment advisory services. The material is provided for general information and educational purposes based upon publicly available information from sources believed to be reliable. I cannot assure the accuracy or completeness of these materials. As such, the information in these materials may change at any time without notice. Reference to these discussions about IULs and annuities or fixed insurance products. Investments on fixed insurance products are different from investments in the stock market. Any guarantees provided by a fixed insurance product cannot be assumed to be guaranteed for any other investment.
Welcome to the Rock My Finances show on K4HD Radio and Talk4 TV, where we put the fun in finance. Join Powerhouse Jennifer Jose, CDFA, CMC, and Private Wealth Advisor, as she collaborates with you to create clarity, control, and confidence with your money, your way. It's not about the zeros, so what is it all about? Let's find out. Now here's your host and weekly friend, Jennifer Jose.
Hey y'all, I'm here. I'm so excited. This is going to be the best show ever. I know I say that every week, but this one's going to be great. So you are here for our Soul Sister series, and this is episode number 3. It's very exciting. So do you have that group of friends that you can totally be your 100% complete self? I can tell you, I've had my besties throughout the years, and I still do have besties that I've known for decades, and they know me very, very well, which is great, but they know me in that context. So this group of women, we have got to know each other through business. It started through business, and then it went to vulnerabilities, then it went to spirituality, and then it's just been absolutely everything. So I believe that we know each other very, very well, and I can literally be my 100% self, meaning I can come to them and say, I totally screwed up here, or why am I thinking this? Or, hey, let's celebrate this. And it doesn't really matter what I come to them with. I know they're in my corner. And I know some of us might have spouses and relationships that are in our corner. Even parents might even be in our corners. But I tell you, these ladies know so much about me as me now currently. So they're not my childhood buddies. You know, they're not just me at work. They're actually me in this lifetime for the last many, many years. So they know me as this adult Jennifer, and I know them as well. So I can't wait to introduce you. We have a great topic today, picking the pink door or the blue door. And the pink door is starting your life completely over with today's knowledge, and you start over at age 6. So you get to start this life over at age 6, and you have today's knowledge. Would you pick the pink door or the blue door? Of course, blue door's money. So you're going to get $10 million in cash at this age where you're at right now in this lifetime. So I can't wait to see what everyone's going to pick, and we're going to have a wonderful conversation. I'm going to introduce to you first and foremost, we have Miss Reverend Petalyn. She is absolutely amazing. We're going to bring her on the stage right now, and I can't wait for her to introduce herself to you. She's got an amazing wood-burning stove. Miss Petalyn, tell me where you're at and a little bit about yourself.
I'm up in Shasta, and the first thing I want to say is you don't know me. You don't know me.
Shut up. I know you.
So I live a quiet life. I have my own hermitage up here that I live at every day, chop wood, carry water, and I do have my clients and, just studying and meditating.
I love it. I love it. I've seen your transformation over the last many years. It's been so, so, so wonderful. When I met you, you lived in Half Moon Bay.
I did indeed. Yes.
So
I lived all over the Bay Area. Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I love it. Well, thank you so much for being one of my soul sisters for sure. And I can't wait to get into today's topic. Petalyn, in case you haven't noticed, y'all, well, she keeps us grounded. So she keeps us grounded on what's happening. And she's an amazing spiritual coach. And so she can actually help us ground in maybe even just DNA or past spirituality or what's actually out there that we're not aware of that could actually be the concept of something. So she's amazing. Thank you, Miss Petalyn.
Thank you, Jennifer.
Okay, we're going to bring on Miss Caron Kavanaugh, Miss Badass now. She's doing so much. And oh my gosh, there you are. Hi, sweetie. First of all, oh my God, I hate to say this, but how's your back?
That sucks.
Oh, God.
I'm freaking miserable right now.
Oh, if anybody's hurt their back, we can relate.
Yeah, but I'm here. Better
and
today
where are
than
you
it
at?
was early.
Okay.
I'm in. Where am I at? I'm at home. I'm in the Bay Area, and just enjoying. I'm grateful that I am actually sitting up because I haven't been able to sit up for several days. So this is progress.
Wow.
Well, we are so glad you are here with us. I'm so excited to hear if you're going to pick pink or blue. This is going to be great. Thank you, my dear. Okay, let's bring on Miss Denise Carbone. Miss Special Advantage. I love it. Hi, sweetie.
Hello, my dear. I was going to say that we know you and we love you. I think that's
Thank God.
Just needs to say the perfect thing.
Right, of course. Right? Thank God. Thank God we have her to clean up our mess.
No, not the clean up.
She's our diplomat in the group.
Yes, that could be the case. Yeah,
with the biggest heart, for sure.
The biggest heart, yeah.
Well, love and connection is big and important to me. I was going to say, for where I'm at in my life right now, I live in Redwood City, California, and life is about fun, family, really important friends, and love and connection, and giving back to other people and being in service. I don't necessarily need to go into what I do unless you want me to.
Go for it. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, well, I absolutely love the fact that I'm a special needs expert, therapist, and parent coach. And I've been privileged to work with families that have kids with special needs for the past 30 years. And I absolutely love what I do. We'll continue to support them on a much bigger level. And I love today's topic because it has me thinking about them and my family, my friends, and what that might look like if I picked the pink or the blue door.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Denise, for sharing. I was talking to her last week about, oh my God, I really just can't even fathom what she does on a daily basis. And God bless you, because there's no way that I could do that. I always said that when my kids were going to school, it's like I could never be a teacher. I would go insane. So I'm so happy that you are there for the special needs community. You're amazing. So thank you for doing what you do, for sure.
It's my passion.
Thank God. Yeah. Awesome. So does anybody have, well, first of all, we start off every show with, what did you spend money on in the last week that brought you joy? So Caron, you got to go first with that giggle.
I've spent money on doctors and chiropractic and supplements.
But that's not, is that joy? Did you actually get joy?
I got relief.
That's a form of joy, right?
Yeah. No, I would say joy. I bought some hiking pants.
Oh, I didn't know there was hiking pants.
Yeah.
They're not called leggings.
Pockets everywhere, and I'm really excited about my hiking pants.
Well, now we know we have hiking pants, and if we're hiking and we don't have hiking pants, we are just
when you
not
got
there.
pockets and places for stuff, you find things, you can put them in your pockets. Places for your phone, they zip up. Yeah, they all. Yes.
God, they should
I need
be
those on the
everyday
airplane.
pants.
Yeah, everyday.
I think they're called cargo pants if you wear them every day.
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, but they're way more comfortable. Yeah.
Yeah. Breathable.
Mm-hmm.
I'm adding that to my wish list, my shopping list. That's very cool. Okay, Petalyn, what'd you do with money that brought you joy?
Yeah, I spent, I think, $8, and I bought some dowsing rods. I decided I'm going to learn how to be what do they call it? A friend of mine calls it a water witcher, but it's really just dowsing. I want to learn how to douse. So I'm having fun with that. So dowsing, so you can do it either with a pendulum or you can do it with 2 rods. And typically what you hear about is dowsing for water, underground water. Right. So people know where to drill for wells and so on. So that's probably the context in which you've heard it. But dowsing can be used for anything,
really. It's just a way of accessing what your superior intelligence that we're not cognizant of all the time knows that we may not know with the logistical mind, like that we operate out of all the time, you know. So yes, it influences your body, and your body influences the rods, and that's the way it's supposed to be. So anyway, yeah, that's what I understand conceptually. I'm trying to practice it.
I can't wait to hear.
Yeah. You're always up to some cool stuff.
Exciting.
Always up to something.
Very cool. It's exciting.
Denise.
So for me, I bought my cousin Corrine a pin, a guardian angel pin for her, to give to her for my aunt's funeral. And it was a guardian angel pin with my aunt's birthstones in it. And I was given one when my mom passed away by my sister-in-law with my mom's stones in it. So it brought me a lot of joy to share that with her. And Natalie was wearing hers as well with her mom's birthstone. So it brought me a lot of joy to let her know that her mom will still be with her.
That's very cool. That's very, very cool.
I love that. I love that you guys, showed up with your pins as well. It's sort of your version of a secret handshake, but much nicer than that.
That's exactly what it is too, and I thank you for acknowledging that, because we were all wearing ours, and I kind of felt bad for Catherine, right? Because Catherine, my other sister-in-law, doesn't have one, but I said, honey, you're not in the club yet. And that's a good thing. You don't want one of these yet. So, yeah, but it is, it's kind of just like a remembrance that you can kind of know that she's with you. Anyway, brought me a lot of joy.
That would. Great. Wow.
I love that. I love that. All right, let's dive in. Pink door, starting over at age 6, but you know everything that you know right now. Or blue door, 10 million bucks. Anybody have a strong pink or a strong blue? Denise, go for it. What are you?
I do. I'm taking the pink door, man. Oh my God. I love this topic, I have to say. I look forward to the discussion about it too, because there's pros and cons for either, or not pros and cons, but whatever. I'm a strong pink door person. I love the fact that I could go back in time and be 6 again, like all that opportunity to play and have fun and, learn new things, go through new challenges, learn even more stuff the second time around, but yet have all this knowledge now. Like I thought, okay, I could go through the blue door and have the 10 million, but I could go back with all this knowledge now. I could make 10 million by the time I'm 10, or 12 if I'm stretching it, like easy. And also not have to go through like the heartache for as long as I did, or the caring about what other people think or say or do. It's just like, for me, that's such a different, that it's more valuable than money. It would be the freedom that I could give myself from the trauma or the drama that I experienced the first time around, if that makes sense.
I love that.
Yeah. And I think I came up with or brought up, earlier, like the phrase, you can give a man a fish and he'll eat for a day, or you could teach a man to fish and he'll eat for a lifetime. So for me, that's kind of what this is. The doors represent, I'd rather teach myself and learn the lessons and then let it ripple to my friends, my family, my clients. Like I would do so much more for my special needs community than I've done because of that ripple. I don't know.
Anybody going to challenge her?
Yeah, feel free.
I wouldn't challenge you at all, Denise. I think that's a beautiful recap of how that would work and what you would do with it. And it's so speaks to just who you are. You know what I mean? It's like, there's Denise, there's her heart. That's who she is, right? Like if anybody doesn't know Denise, there you go. So I would absolutely not challenge that. I would give, I think it's all based on our, where we are today, right? And so I think it's great to be able to go back and look at, like, what would I do differently, knowing what I know today. And then there's the spiritual side of that says I needed to be exactly on this journey to help the people along the way that I did, or learn what the lessons I did right now. And I'm freaking tired, man. I want the 10 million.
Nice.
And then here's the why. Because I have the knowledge that I have right now, I can absolutely take that 10 million and do some incredible things with it. I mean, first of all, I know the first thing I would do is 2 phone calls. One, my financial advisor, Miss Jennifer Jost. Second call would be to my accountant, right? Like, hands down, that's what you do. And then, and then I can, like, I have this knowledge, I have this wisdom, like, what can I do with this money? Because now I can really do some great good with it. But to go back to, because going back to 6, there's going to be some lessons again, or new lessons that I didn't learn because I'm at a different place in my life now. And it's, so this knowledge and the wisdom, there's certain things that I would still need to go through and learn that I still haven't gotten. I think it would be, it sounds exhausting because I've been through that shit already. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just tired. So I think that was just like my initial thought about it. I was like, oh yeah, I'm just tired.
I love that. Her back hurts. She's tired. Didn't mean to give you the damn cash.
Yeah. Asking her on a different day, she might have a different answer.
Well, that's true. And knowing what I know today, I probably would do things differently with my back and in that regard. But I've had a really great life, and I've learned some incredible lessons. And I think I'm set up now to do the work that I'm here to do for the people that I'm here to serve, and I'm grateful for that part of it. So yeah, why not?
I love it. I love it. Petalyn, what would you do? Pink or blue?
So, I was thinking about this. I've been thinking about this quite for weeks now. I think a decade or so ago, I would have probably picked the pink door for sure. And then I think when I hit my 50s, I probably would have picked the blue door for similar reasons that Caron talked about. Because I've always said, I've had an interesting life. I'm glad I lived it. I have no interest in repeating it, none whatsoever. But since I've changed my life and it's become, much more streamlined, and I've gotten rid of a lot of my things and so on, living a more monastic life, if you will. I have to say, I carefully choose neither.
Ooh, that was not an option.
I know, but you see, that's what I do. If I'm given 2 options, I will create a third just because.
She's not playing by the rules.
But it was, in terms of reflecting on it for our conversation today, it really just hit me that, I don't, if I knew so knowledge doesn't equal the ability to change. So even if I knew everything, and I was able to do it again at 6, I worry that even though I know differently, that I'm still 6, I still have the physiology of a growing little girl with growing up in certain circumstances. And I don't assume that I would have the will developed to be able to make different choices, which means, and I'm sure I would make some choices differently, but I think that there may be some key ones that I might not have the capacity at that time to be able to make differently. So I'm not so sure. I would arrive at a whole new set of issues and challenges and so on that may or may not leave me actually better off. And I have been a jerk and a butt head, and I have been thoughtless, and I have been selfish, and I have done things that I, have had to do some inner resolution around, and so on. And I've done good things too. I'm not saying that I haven't, but what I'm saying is that in light of doing those things, I had to learn the hard way what it means to be human, what it means to be extremely fallible, what it means to be, to not show up as the best human being that even one would like to be, right? And what that requires, and the cost of that. So I don't think that as imperfect and as challenged as I am today, I think that I have earned every single lesson. I have earned every stitch of integrity that I could muster together because of those things. And I'm not willing to rewrite that. I may gain a lot. I may, come out ahead in some ways, but I'm not willing to risk that right now. And the journey I'm on is, I feel so blessed to be on this particular journey that I'm on, that it all led to here.
Okay, so why would you turn down $10 million if you're all that in a bag of chips?
Because of my imperfect self, I can also become very materialistic. I have that in me. And for me to stay on track, I need to be mindful of that in every choice that I make.
So you think money would take you off of your path?
Money could take me off of my path. I don't know that it will, but it could. And I'm noticing that I enjoy the learning experience, even if it's difficult at times. So I don't need 10 million, maybe 3 million. Maybe, just a little cushion might be nice, but that's what I'm saying. That's that voice. It's like, well,
I'll take the 7, you take 3. It's simple.
That's right. You
hey, Jennifer, you can share with the rest of us.
No. She can hold the 7 for me in case I run through.
There you go.
No, but you see what I'm saying? It's like, there's a beautiful story I just want to share real quickly, if I may. When we're in a forest, right? And we know the path we're on. We know the way out of the forest. We go in for the day and we experience it and so on. But we're not really totally in the forest. It's very different than when we're in a forest and we're lost. All of a sudden, the forest becomes completely 100% real for us. We know we're in a forest. We only have what we have. If we have a backpack, we have what's in there. We have our capacity to think and our capacity to our skill level at that time. But we're 100%, we meet the forest there. But if we know a path out of the forest, we never fully meet the forest. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So if you're saying if we start over at 6, with this knowledge of today, we wouldn't even really be experiencing it the way we did the first time.
So what would be the point? You'd be bored. I'd be bored and upset and pissed at myself even more because I should have known better. I really should have known better this time. Anyway, yeah. So there you go.
I love it. So I won't break the rules because Denise's head will spin off. But
be you. Do what you want. Pick neither.
Yeah, I want both actually.
But that's
yeah, I want both. So first, I know we can get philosophical, right? Going back at 6. Okay, do I really want to live all that over with? And what changes would I really do differently? And would I really do this differently? Like, would I really have that guy in high school? Would I really marry my first husband if I knew what all that was going to happen? Well, then I wouldn't have 8 years with the kids. Would I really do that? Would I really date when I wasn't supposed to and flipped him out? And would that take away something? But then it wouldn't have led me to my kids now. Would I don't, and do I want it, like you said, Petalyn, do I want to experience all that crap again? And even knowing what I know now, don't go in that bar, don't say yes to that, don't sleep with him, don't eat that, don't take that job. Would the flip side be any better? Even with the knowledge that I have now, would it be any bit? Would I feel better? Yes. I would be meditating more. I'd be on my spiritual journey a lot faster. Although I started my spiritual journey when my kids passed at 29. So I started my journey pretty early. And what differences would I make any earlier? With that said, I literally lost like 15 years of my life, if not 20. So I am pissed off that I'm almost 60. I'm sorry. I'm saying 60 this whole year so that I can feel it because it pisses me off. And I don't want to be 60, sexy 60. I'm whatever. I don't, bleh. And I feel like I'm 40. So I would pick that one just because I feel like time is running out right now. Catch me on another day, it might feel differently. But right now, I feel like I have not accomplished what I want to accomplish. I have not imparted all the wisdom that I want to impart on my children. I believe I have a lot to share with my clients that I'm not doing. I want to speak on world stages and help so many more people than I am right now. So I feel like time's running out. And who the hell listens to, old people? So I would pick that just because of that. Now, obviously, the money woman wants the $10 million in damn cash, y'all. Like, I want that money. I want to be able to help so much. Like Denise said, oh my God, I want a community for, a housing community with like 10 different houses for abused women and their children, and have grandparents on site and a church on site. Like, I've got all that, right? I want to do sober living for addiction. I want to buy myself stuff. Like, I want some hiking pants now, Caron. I want some diamonds. I want to fly around on that jet and speak to a lot of different people like we've been talking about forever. I want a personal chef. I don't want to cook ever again unless I want to cook. I want a personal shopper. I hate shopping. Like, there's so many things that I would have a really good time with that money. But I really feel like time's running out. So I want both. I want both now.
I want to be 6 and I want $10 million, right? Is that what you're saying? Yeah. Okay. Got it. Okay. Yeah.
I love it. I love it. So speaking of going back, do you think that you would do something differently? I couldn't get a for sure. I mean, I probably would still marry my first husband just because I had my kids. I would do different things differently, ending that marriage if it wasn't going to mess up a lot of other stuff, I think. But I can't say, you know how people say, oh, I'm grateful for that cancer because it made me who I am today. And I'm grateful for that tragedy because I cannot say that. So I'm not at that situation. I can say experiencing something that we've experienced in our past have made me who I am today, which is why I can be who I am today. I was just speaking to somebody else about anybody going through hell and back. I believe that we feel on a different level. I feel like I have higher highs and lower lows. Does anybody agree with that?
Fully.
Yeah. Our range is completely expanded. We have a wider range of, yeah. So, yeah.
Yeah. Well, we've gone through crap, right? So
you can't undo that.
Yeah. You can't undo those feelings. Like, and that's kind of cool about that. But is there anything that you regret, without that stupid word of regret, but is there anything that you would do differently if you did have a do-over?
Hell yeah.
What would you do? What would you do, Denise?
That's partly why I picked the pink door.
What did you do?
So for me, picking the pink door doesn't necessarily mean I have to go through the same tragedies again.
Exactly.
Or I have the same experiences. I could, or I could go around them. And I already have, in my mind anyway, this is how it works in my brain. Like, I mean, everybody's different, right? But in my model of the world, my brain, I get to take all of the lessons and the learnings from having those experiences with me when I go back. So I don't have to repeat the same lesson unless I really want to, right? Or really appreciated, like Jennifer, you were saying, like the benefits of that lesson outweigh, or like your kids. I mean, obviously you would want to have your kids again, so yeah, that makes sense to me. And there are things I would totally do differently. Like we were, like you just said, I mean, the trauma or the losing, can't remember how many years you said of your life, but like I have periods where I did that. Like I wasn't who I am today enough to know, oh my God, like I would want to smack myself upside the head if I could go back in time and just smack her. Like, snap out of this already, move on with your life, as opposed to losing, 7 years here, 10 years there, right? I would want to learn the lesson faster. And if I had the wisdom already in my head anyway, I would make better choices. So I don't know, like it would be a different path.
But name one. Is there any one thing?
Yeah, like the biggest regret, for lack of a better word, that I have. Oh, it's gonna make me get all emotional. I am not a mom. Okay, yeah, I'm not a mom. Like that is that I, when you look back and get pissed, I'm pissed at myself for not having the wisdom that I have now and making the choices that I did. So I would want to make different choices. In my mind, I made the right choice at the time, or I wouldn't have made them. And they made me who I am today. And they were the best choice that I had with the information that I had. Not having the spiritual awareness or the understanding about myself or other people or the confidence even, or, all of that. Like I got stuck in a hole a few times. And that led me to the path where I am right now. I'm not married, which I would like to be and plan to be. And I don't have any kids of my own. I love kids. I will shower my nephews and my niece as if they were my own children and all the kids I work with. But the reality is, at the end of the day, I don't have that. And I do regret that.
So that's one thing that you would do. Would you have them in your 20s or in your 30s?
Kids? Oh, I don't know, because I would go back and I think I would go back and have way more fun than I did the first time around. Like my ex-husband and I met my freshman year in college. Like I was 18 years old. So I don't think I would want to settle down that quickly with one partner. I'd want to have fun. And I would also
tell y'all she wants to be a slut.
That's not what I'm saying, but I was not a slut. I was definitely not. And so I envy those of you who had experience.
I will be a slut before I die, just so y'all know.
Well, I don't know any men that are listening in on this.
That's my bucket list.
There's your girl.
Yeah.
I don't know if I even want to, like that's the thing. Like I have the opportunity now if I want to be a slut. Like I have choices as the woman I am today, I don't know if that's what I would choose, but I would definitely choose a different dating path for sure. Like that for sure.
Oh my God, I love it.
It's funny. Yeah. I'm going to blush just talking about this, but yeah, I would pick a different path.
I love it.
Caron, I'm also grateful to all the men that I have met and dated. Like every single one of them helped me be who I am now. And I'm grateful to every experience, right? Even the crappiest ones.
Yeah,
especially the crappiest ones, right?
That'll be another podcast, y'all.
Yeah. Okay.
Caron, is there anything that you regret that you would do over?
Oh, that's one of those loaded questions, right?
Yes,
because
it is.
Everything that I've gone through culminate to who I am today, right? And so I'm grateful for all of the lessons I've learned.
Is there anything you regret?
They were painful, and I would say one of the things that I would probably, yes, of course I have regrets. I mean, like I think Petalyn had said earlier, sometimes I was a jerk when and I was, whatever, and like things I can't take back. Right. And, I'd like to do that over and do it differently with more wisdom and more grace and more knowledge and a little bit more emotional intelligence. I think as far as, oh God, I mean, there's a lot of things, right? There's just so many things.
Just one.
One thing I would say, I would have found my voice a lot earlier.
Nice.
Yeah.
That would
and
have
had the courage to use your voice
and
a lot.
And had the courage to use it. I came from the seen and not heard era, and with children, and there were a lot of things going on in my life and in my world. That just I the stories that I made about it, and or versus asking questions or I made a lot of assumptions, and it shaped a lot of things, and it shaped how I show up and how I didn't show up. It shaped me stuffing feelings. It shaped me, like, all of those things. And so if I would have had my voice and used my voice in a more I don't want to say aggressive way, but just to stand in my power more,
assertive,
and be assertive, or asking for what I want and need, so many things could have shifted, and for the better, I think. Yet because of that,
whatever,
I am where I am
know
today, right? So it's hard. It's really hard because I went through a lot of unnecessary pain, but was it unnecessary? Right?
Yeah,
it
made you who you are today. Yeah,
exactly.
All right, Petalyn, our spiritual grounder. She's going to say something. Anything you regret?
Stop. Well, and there is something that I would like to think that I would do differently. I would pay more attention at school.
Oh.
I mean, I think
not me.
I would definitely pay more attention at school. Because knowing what I do today, I would have been calmer and less afraid of everything and everyone, and less insecure and less self-conscious. But again, I mean, the question is it's really an interesting one, because if it can take two paths, right? Knowing what I do today at age 6, is it the same storyline? Therefore, I would make different choices and think differently going through the same storyline. Or is it that I get to make choices that would end up with a completely different storyline? Therefore, I wouldn't have
different.
Therefore, I wouldn't have the knowledge that I have today. I would have a different type of knowledge, and
but
I would
if you
come with
kept
different
the knowledge,
lessons.
You keep your knowledge, and on top of the knowledge, you get to keep all that you have now, and anything that you learn from a new storyline is.
I get it. I get it. But I'm not sure that I would end up being any better, because ultimately, it's not about what I do; it's about who I am. Because what I do is a result of who I am. This is my personal. This is how my view of the world, as you said, Denise, right? My model of the world, right?
Right.
It's about who I am, and everything stems from there. So yeah, I would love to, have different foundations and help different people and all of that. But all of that would come as a result of who I am, because I have tried to do different things before so that I was accepted. It had nothing to do with where I was emotionally or within my own integrity at the time. And these are lessons that we can only learn because there's a divergence between who we want to be and who we actually are. And we spend our lives trying to knit the two together in some way if we have the desire or the heart to do that. Right. So it's a really complex and interesting, fascinating question to ask oneself, to sort of contemplate on. But yeah, if I had to pick, just on the surface of it, I would definitely pay more attention at school. I remember a story when I was growing up. I was probably about 6 years old, and I grew up in the Caribbean. We were probably in Grenada at the time, and I asked the maid. Her name was Nita. I remember her so well. I must have asked the maid for something, and I don't remember what it was. But apparently she didn't do it for me or give it to me or whatever. And I kicked her.
Oh,
right. I don't remember doing it, but I kicked her. I was 6 and I was just like, I want what I want. Right. So, I mean, that I look back at that and I go, I have it in me to be a little shit.
No
And,
shit.
you know,
Still are.
I totally am.
Oh my God, that's so
I wasn't going to say it.
So the thing is that we don't know who we are, and you know, it's such an interesting thing. You know, what makes Karen can't stop laughing.
You're gonna mess up my lashes, man. That is freaking hilarious.
But that stayed with me, you know, and it's like
It's probably her too.
who we turn out to be is so much about what we go through. What?
Still has the bruises.
Oh my God.
Oh my God, you guys, if you knew Petalyn, she's such a little shit ass. Like, this is hilarious.
I am the resident smartass of all of us, right?
Oh, I love that. I love that. Okay, so I would not care about school at all. I would probably
that
not
fits
care.
for Petalyn. That totally fits for Petalyn, though.
It does, yeah.
From knowing about you,
100%.
yeah, totally, 100%.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. That's awesome. Okay. You kicked her. Okay, we're just gonna stay on that topic. What have you done like that you would take back?
Yeah, what character, you know, that we display when we were kids that
Yeah,
we're so
that's
glad
hilarious.
nobody knows about.
Oh God, I can't even think.
I can't either.
Oh my God, am I the only one? You guys are so terrible.
I'm like, we're gonna go there, or are we? Okay, it's Jennifer's turn.
Yeah, you know, I'm literally trying to think. So my childhood, it sucked. Like it sucked. Like as soon as I realized my parents were alcoholics and I was left at all my friends' houses all the time, it was very, very embarrassing. And I'm trying to think. I mean, we were roller skating one time. My girlfriend broke her arm, but that, you know, there's nothing I can do with that. We went to the hospital. That was scary.
Wasn't like you broke it.
Nope. I'm trying to think what I did. I think I just screwed up more as an adult than I did as a child. Oh, okay. Here's a good one. So my bestie, Diana. Yep. Calling you on the outside of the bus, Diana. We had, oh, I don't know if I can say all this. I forget it's not just us. Yeah, can't go there. Dang it. Okay, here's one. I'm going to blame her. So she had 6 kids in her family and I was single, alone, right? So I used to go over to her house all the time and she would come over to my house because we got, you know, yin and the yang. It was fun to be crazy at her house. And then at my house, nobody was there and I could roll the roost. My parents would buy us pizza and whatever. But she would always have me. She was a daredevil when we were younger, and she would have me get on her 10-speed, ride with her on the 10-speed. And I was scared of, you know, getting hurt and stuff. She had me on her moped one time, and she was pulling into the garage, and she floored it, and we revved up and stuck into the wall, and the front tire literally went straight into the wall, into the bedroom of the house. And I got off and left. I ran home.
Oh, that's funny.
You abandoned her.
I totally abandoned her as fast as my legs could freaking carry me until like I was not even there at all. Yeah, like that was hilarious.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How old were you?
Oh gosh, that was fifth grade.
I don't know. How old is that?
I don't know.
Raised there.
Like 10, 11 maybe.
11.
Oh wow.
11.
Okay.
Yeah, we were young.
Yeah,
we were. That was in the young and dates. And then we used to, you know, hide in the cars and go to the drive-ins and stuff like that. I didn't. I've never kicked any of my teachers, so I can't say that. Oh, I know. 4th grade. I got. I'm going to say I initiated it. I don't know if I did, but I got a friend to cut school. We left the campus and went down the street to the Lee's drive-in because I didn't like the lunch. And so we went down there and we got a better lunch, and all the high school kids hung out there. And on the way back, a teacher saw us and we're in class, and she literally said, Jennifer Hampton and her friend come to the office. And we were so young. We were in 4th grade. So of course we went to the office, and I got suspended. She got suspended, but I had to go home with her because my parents were nowhere to be found to pick us up when we got suspended. So I went home with her, and her dad gave her a spanking in the other room when I was in the living room. And I felt so horrible. And then my parents picked me up and we went home, and I told my parents, and I was like, oh my God. And they just sat down and talked to me, and I told them what happened to my girlfriend. And, I got grounded and had to carry the wooden spoon and stuff, but I didn't get a spanking. Like it was crazy. I cut school in 4th grade.
So what would you have done differently? Because the topic is, what would you have done
I
differently?
wouldn't have cut school at all. I would not have cut school. There's so many things that I probably would not have, but because I already have the knowledge, I don't need to go through it again. I already have that knowledge, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is this terrible that I wouldn't hang around with her anymore because I knew of her child upbringing?
You'd make a different choice, and you don't know what the consequences of that would be unless you made the choice and lived them through, right?
So now, Petalyn, you bring up a whole new thing. What happens if we have all this knowledge and we go back to 6th and we start with a whole bunch of new shit, even though we have this knowledge now?
That's what I was saying. It opens a whole new timeline.
Yeah. I'm embracing that.
You're embracing that. You would embrace that.
Because it's new lessons, new opportunities to grow and learn and make different. And new disappointments and new lessons and all of that, right? Exactly. Yeah.
So what's to say one is better than the other? I mean, what's the ultimate goal? I guess would be the question.
Yeah,
right?
that question popped in my mind when you were talking, because you were saying, I don't feel like I would be any better off, or I don't want to paraphrase exactly how you phrased it, but I don't know if I would be any better or whatever. And I was thinking about that. Well, what is the goal? Because that wasn't my goal. Wouldn't be to be a better version of myself coming through the second one. That wasn't my intent.
So that's really good. Is to know our reason for doing it or not doing it, right? Is to have
for me, as I said, it was to better serve myself, my family, my friends, and my community, my chosen community, to do better for
you. What happens if you choose a different community the next time around?
I don't think I would.
We don't know.
We don't know.
We don't, but having been born into a family with 10 family members with special needs, I think I'd still pick special needs. And I'm 6, so I'm still coming out feet first and getting stuck, and born in the family I'm in and stuff. So, but you're right.
We're still 6.
I'm still 6. So.
Okay. Does anybody change after our conversation? We're wrapping it up in 2 minutes. Anybody change their situations? Petalyn's not picking either one. Caron, you're going for the cash because you're tired and your back hurts.
Can I open the blue door, grab the cash, and then go back and be 6?
No.
That's what I want to do. Why not? You guys change the rules. That's what I would want to do. That's my current plan with the new knowledge I have from being on the call with you 3 lovelies.
She wants both. I love it.
I want to have the blue door cash and go back in time.
What I love about the question is it's really less about what the answer says to the people we're talking to. It's really about reflecting on our own life and and the value of what we've actually gone through. I mean, that is an option, right? Is that what have we actually achieved? What is it that we've won the hard way? And do we really want to discount that? So for me, my outcome obviously is about character, right? And integrity. It's not about, because I think what I would do would stem from there, right? So that's also, as Denise so pointed out, it's also a really good way to frame a question within ourselves. It's like, it's a fun entertainment to go, well, we picked the pink door, we picked the blue door, and all the stuff we could do and so on and so on. But it's actually a very deep question, if we want to take it that far and figure out, do we appreciate who we've become? Do we really want to overwrite that?
I love that
Sounds like
statement.
that's another call.
Yeah, that's
another
the
topic.
next episode. Let's do that. Caron, I love how you said I would have my voice earlier. I can tell you as a money coach and meeting with all my clients, I'm sure you leadership coach meeting with all your clients, that's what we do is we help them find their voice. I have a client now that I'm not sure how old she is, but she never had a voice from day one. And it's definitely affected her in her entire life, right? So having your voice sooner. So if we learn anything at all from all of this, we definitely need to have our voice sooner. We need to have our knowledge sooner. Like Denise, spending too much time doing me too, act sooner than being stuck. Get out of stuckness and use your voice sooner. I love it. Biggest one word takeaway from today, y'all.
Triumph.
Triumph.
I don't know why.
I like it.
For me, it's an unlimited number of possibilities. Just because there's 2 doors doesn't mean there's only 2 choices.
Love it. Caron?
Opportunity.
I love it. And I'm saying $10 million. Okay.
Now.
Thank y'all. Come back for episode number 4. Can't wait to see you, Soul Sisters. Don't miss it. Thank you so much. Thanks, Juan, for our engineering, and we'll see y'all next time.
We appreciate you joining us today, and don't forget to subscribe to the Rock My Finances YouTube channel for more engagement and bonus content. Tell me, what is your money story? Let's find out with Jennifer, 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific, every Thursday right here on K4HD Radio and Talk4 TV. It's not about the zeros, it's about the F word. Feelings Jennifer can't wait to explore with you next week. Until then, let's all say, I rock my finances.